the Go-Go's had to be really actually good, skilled musicians and good songwriters to even get a look. And I
That's
think that's where we ran into a huge diamond in the rough this week.
it definitely sounded like everybody in the band was a skilled musician. Absolutely.
They had to be. They couldn't just be girls and get away with it. That shit was for Bananarama. Oh my goodness, everyone. Look at the time. It's time for another episode. This is the 6th episode of the Young Show, the Full Album Challenge. I'm your host, Chili Burns. Here's your other host, El Blasto. Say hi.
Hey everybody, this is episode 666. So why is it that we've been listening to some heavy hitters, like from Rick Springfield to Pink Floyd and all these other humongous bands.
Taylor Swift. I hear Taylor Swift is pretty popular, so I hear. You listen
Right.
to her.
Yeah, we wonder about that anymore these days, but somewhere her cult is still brooding and
Oh, they're plotting.
spawning.
Yeah, they're
Like
plotting against us, that's for sure.
yeah, like those sons of bitches. We're
Yeah,
gonna
they're
get
gonna
them.
find you. You're gonna be disappeared one day, and then you're just gonna like little bits of you're gonna be mysteriously added into someone's zucchini bread here and there in a store. That's what's gonna happen to you. You know,
Yeah,
I don't
but
want to say that publicly before, so the conspiracy theories are proven later on. El Blasto disappeared. Oh, look, a new line of zucchini bread came out by some Swifty fans. Uh-oh.
this isn't a bad thing, and I'm not trying to be like a chauvinist by asking this, but why is it that all three of these female-led bands kick the shit out of 80% of the other stuff that we've listened to? Like this was really good. And
Yeah. Part of it, I think, and I was going to bring this up too, part of the problem with music, with popular music, like 1990s-ish and on. Before then, like in the 60s, in the 70s and 80s, to get listened to, even get any recording deal at all, you had to be a fantastic musician. Everyone in your band had to be a great musician.
yeah,
It doesn't mean your band's going to be great. It doesn't mean you're going to sell a lot of records, but to get that start, everyone in your band had to be a really good musician. Look at bands like, man, fuck, here we go again. Here we go again. I'm going to fucking doom us to another shitty album. Steely Dan. Fuck. I hate Steely Dan.
yeah,
But god damn it, they are some of the most amazing musicians that you'll ever come across in rock and roll. And probably jazz too. Amazing music. I just don't like anything they put out. There's a lot of bands like that, but especially from the 70s and 80s. But Steely Dan is one of them. They're all fantastic musicians. We just took a listen to Journey last time before Steve Perry showed up. The whole focus of that band was, you're all great musicians.
yeah,
Let's put a band together of great music. And it didn't quite work out until a great vocalist showed up, because Greg Rowley wasn't a great vocalist. Steve Perry was. And tons of Jethro Tull never really got a lot of props except for the really simple songs. But if you listen to some of their full albums, their stuff, they're ridiculously gifted musicians. Everyone that's ever been in that band has been crazy. Frank Zappa, another guy, he just wanted to fuck around. But he was such a great musician, he couldn't help himself. And he'd write these songs that were so complex, had weird beats and weird instruments and weird fucking people, weird concepts. Joe's Garage is still one of my favorite albums of all time. So funny. But he was an unbelievably great musician. In the 80s, you still kind of had that same thing with a rock band. There was some leeway with new wave showing up. Like
yeah.
I think the guys like from Devo are actually really good musicians, but it's like you when you're that good of a musician, you know all the rules of the game in music, and then you know how to break the rules properly. And to make simple songs uh, that are still great, but it's not like you know uh, it's not like Mozart put the shit together. It's just these guys knew music. They broke it down into a simpler form and made it to where they knew it would sound really, really good. And that happened throughout the 80s quite a bit. And that's where you like Rick Springfield, which we kind of tore apart. Right? I got through the whole thing, but you didn't. But
No.
the one thing I did say in that episode, Rick Springfield is actually a pretty fucking good guitarist. And to doom us to another album, maybe. You know who's a fucking killer guitarist, killer musician? If you would have told me as a teenager I would be saying this someday in my life, I would have probably throw myself off the top floor of the out of the window of the fifth floor of the tortured poets department of the corporate office.
Yes.
For Christopher Cross is an amazing guitarist and an amazing musician, like the captain of the yacht rock ship,
Oh
Christopher
boy.
Cross. He is an amazing musician. Like you'll hear a lot of like studio insiders say that about him. Like I never would have guessed, but he really is. Anyway, long-winded way to say, to tie back into what we listened to this week,
Yeah.
the Go-Go's. I think it came out like '82. Oh, sorry, the Go-Go's album was Beauty and the Beat, clever,
Yes.
early '80s, and then is that they couldn't just be Girls and Get Away with It. That shit was for Bananarama, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but the Go-Go's had to be really actually good, skilled musicians and good songwriters to even get a look. And I
That's
think that's where we ran into a huge diamond in the rough this week.
yeah, yeah. I was surprised at what I heard, because everybody's heard "We Got the Beat,"
Yeah,
"We
yeah.
got the beat,"
Yeah,
and
we got it.
yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
I thought that that was just going to be the entire album because I'm used to listening to pop music where,
Right.
like it's like they don't even like fucking boy bands. They didn't even play instruments. They just got up there and danced and did the same thing over and over and over. And
It's fucking embarrassing.
It's fucking embarrassing.
yeah, it's fucking. But this album, Beauty and the Beat, was like, We Got the Beat was like song number 6, I believe. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
like, if you just bought a record, back in the day in the 80s when this was popular, it was just like, so what are you going to get before the main track? When you listen to the full album. Well, I was really shocked to hear that it definitely sounded like everybody in the band was a skilled musician. Absolutely.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
yeah. I took that away too. I think they all. It wasn't. How do I say this? Not being a dickhead about it. It wasn't fantastic musicianship in some of the songs, and
right.
it's always easy to pick out like the guitar solo, how it's not fucking Dimebag or it's not Jimmy Page or Stevie Ray Vaughan or someone like that. And they're not all gonna be that, but it's still fucking better than I am.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Yeah, the bass player girl, she was really good. Like I was listening, I always pick out the bass because I like playing bass, and I really was just kind of struck by that. In a couple of songs that really she was out front, which is like, oh, that's a bass player. That's a good one.
Mhm.
Like if they put it out front like that, and the songs were more serious than I thought they would be. Like I said, I kind of
Yeah, yeah,
expected a bunch like 12 versions of We Got the Beat,
yeah, yeah.
just
You expect it to
completely.
be upbeat and poppy and always
Yeah,
happy, and then that's not what I got. Which
no, no,
and
it
that's not what they
was,
put on the album.
yeah, some of it was kind of sad, and some of it was kind of vindictive, and it was actually like, well, this isn't really pop, like, so the Go-Go's just really came out of left field for me because I had only heard We Got the Beat
Hmm.
from them on every 80s popular song album that you could find. It's got
Yeah,
that one on there, but the
any
rest of it
radio
was.
station you listen to that like pumps out old '80s, today's classics and yesterday's favorites on WSUK or fucking whatever.
Yeah,
They'll
and
always crack out that one song. Or what was the other one that was a hit on the album? It was Our Lips Are Sealed. That's the other hit on the album. Anyway, go ahead.
right, right. And I, in my notes here, I put, chicks used to rock back in the day. Do they anymore? Because like you were talking about just a moment ago, it was like they had to be something back then. They didn't have auto tune. The boy band
Yeah,
thing hadn't started like the Britney Spears and all that kind of shit where she doesn't play a fucking guitar ever. She doesn't
right.
do anything but like look pretty and dance around. And so, this
Totally
was.
manufactured success, which is the plague of the music industry right now. And I don't want to beat up on Taylor Swift for that. I had other notes on that later, but that is the plague of the music industry right now is manufactured hits. You'll see a guy show up on some TV show on broadcast TV during prime time, and you'll think, who the fuck is this? Why is he on this show? And all of a sudden, because the executive decided it, the executives rather, he's suddenly globally famous. Just globally famous, and he's not particularly talented. He's just there he is, or she is, and that was the case with Britney Spears and so many others. I don't want to pick on Britney Spears too much either. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah,
Like,
like and you're absolutely right. I mean, it's gotten so toxic that they literally announced that the sports ball halftime show for 2026 is going to be Bad Bunny. Have you listened to
yeah.
that fucking tool? Oh, Jesus, that would be another challenge, I think, that I would
Oh,
probably fail because he's a modern rapper. He's kind of a fruit, and it's just like,
fruit.
why the fuck would you put this in sports balls halftime, for all of the like Miller Lite chugging, fucking
Yeah, yeah.
badass middle American people, and you're gonna bring on this like, flamboyant, weird, stupid shit. It's like bring I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but bring Creed back.
Yeah. Yeah, at least they play their fucking instruments and
Right,
man, I gotta say, Creed is like it's a guilty pleasure. Just kinda like Journey was. Like I don't you're not supposed to like Journey if you're a guy back then when they were popular, but some of their songs are fucking bangers, man. They had a lot of good songs. I can't help it. Creed,
right.
I don't know if they had as many good songs, but there were some songs by them where I thought, fuck, that rocks. Like Paul Tremonti's a really good guitarist. I think that's his name, Paul Tremonti. Just Scott Stapp is a fucking douche. At least he was. I think it's super funny, not to get off on the Creed thing, but I think it's super funny that Scott Stapp now laughs at himself for what a douchebag he used to be back when they had the world by the world is your oyster, boys. It do what you want. Write your
Oh,
song
you
about your
guys are
heavenly stuff.
huge. You're like Scott Stapp. You look like Jesus. You should act like Jesus and do a fucking video where you are Jesus. It's gonna be
Maybe
great,
you are
baby.
Jesus. Scott
Uh,
Stapp, you are Jesus. Yeah. Anyway, I think it's great that now he looks back at those days, like we all do. I look at things I did in my teens, 20s, 30s, and think, fuck, what an asshole. Why would I ever do that? I'm so stupid. But he's, but at least I wasn't in the public eye. He was in the public eye and it was all out there and fuck. But now he's able to look back at that and laugh and go on tour with Daughtry and Three Doors Down, I think they did.
yeah, yeah. And,
Uh,
but, kind of angling back into what we were talking about is like, oh, Creed is a great example of how males dominate the rock and roll world, because for one reason or another, I don't know if females just generally gravitate towards like, well, I want to learn a guitar. The first fucking thing that I want to do when I'm a teenager is like pick up an instrument besides a fucking horn or some stupid school band bullshit. Nothing
yeah.
against that, but lame. But to pick up and rock, and like make a
Yeah.
fucking band that's gonna be out there doing something special,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they had a lot of competition because it was just dominated by male led bands. So bands like these that we listened to, they had a lot to prove. And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that really shines in how they play because they're aggressive and they're really good. So I just found the Go-Go's it didn't feel scripted, which I thought it
That's
was gonna
yeah,
be,
that is
you
a
know.
great way to put it. It was not yeah, it was not manufactured success. It was actual hard fought. You fucking earned its success. With Belinda Carlisle and the rest of the girls. And again, music historians, go fucking complain to us all you want. Leave it in the comments. I don't know all the members of the band. Although I did look up at the bass player because you mentioned her. Kathy Valentine was the bassist. She deserves props because it's hard to stand out with a bass, and she did.
Yeah, yeah, she
Um,
was good.
yeah, but you're right. It wasn't manufactured pop success. It was actual success. You guys made it because you're good musicians, because your band is good. You write good songs, you perform good songs, you sing well. Again, no auto tune. Harmonization was there. I'm big on that. There wasn't always a harmony. There's also For you young recording musicians out there, here's a little trick of the trade. And I know this because I have a terrible singing voice. I can stay in key, but like Bob Dylan, I should not be singing lead. But I can stay in key. But recording tip, if you record your vocal track, record another identical vocal track, or record yourself singing the song again and lay those two tracks over each other. And that will dull out a lot of the pitchiness and I skipped them or I missed the note a little bit here. It evens all that out. So there you go, young musicians with your little recording apps, whatever you use on your fucking phones these days. That's all anyone ever uses now.
And
Record two vocal tracks over each
and
other, not a harmony, same notes and everything.
once again, I'm gonna bring up the Violent Femmes because they suck. Whoever you are, I guarantee you, you're better than somebody who's gotten multi album deals, and
Uh-huh.
we've brought them up in every single episode since we did listen to them, and
Yep.
it's just they're our example of like, don't ever give up because you're doing something good unless you are the worst person, and in that case just don't do music anymore, like get
Yeah.
into skydiving or fishing or
Get into skydiving, sans parachute.
yeah,
Try that. Try cliff diving with no
yeah.
water, just rocks. Try that.
Oh, I
Yeah, God dang. I hope the Violent Femmes appreciate the publicity we bring them because there's no such thing as bad publicity. So saith Madonna and many other controversial stars. But man, they show up in every episode. I saw something that I think that album we did, Hallowed Ground, was like 1984.
mhm.
So like that blows my theory, by the way, completely out of the water. You need to be good musicians even to get looked at. They don't fit that bill, man. They did
No,
not know music enough to break it down to be able to break the rules properly to make the average. They just weren't. They're just not weren't. They weren't good. I don't know what they are now. They were probably fantastic musicians now because it's a long time later. But no, you're
no.
right. But the reason I brought up that double track recording to hide mediocre vocals is because Belinda Carlisle didn't have to. They did it some on this album. I always listen for that, or I always notice when it happens. But she didn't have to do that. She just has a good voice, and she wasn't just like
Yeah,
singing in key. And again, not beating up on Taylor Swift for no good reason. Taylor Swift doesn't like. I don't hear her like really belting out a note. You're like
no.
screaming out a note, staying in key, like Concrete Blonde, or who's the other one we was it
Oh,
Concrete
girls'
Blonde?
school.
Yeah, Girls School. Anyway, like you don't hear her belting out notes. Linda Carlisle is belting out some fucking notes, man. She sounded good doing it. Like she was
Yeah,
really good. Anyway, so
yeah,
I took a few notes on these two. Our Lips Are Sealed. Just a great song. Like that's why it was a radio hit, people, because it was a good song, and there's no way around it. And it'd be kind of cool to hear like a guy metal band remake that song too. See
yeah.
what that sounds like now.
That would
Because
be
it
pretty
was pretty
cool.
timeless musically. How Much More? That was kind of a 50s-ish feel to it. It's good harmonies. And like I took a note down on that one too, because remember in the 80s, 50s stuff was like retro chic in the early
Oh
80s.
yeah, yeah. The Stray
Yeah.
Cats
Yeah,
and
yeah. I mean,
the
just like
whole
fashion wise,
yeah,
wearing the Levi's, the pop collar, the loafers, and a lot of 50s stuff was coming back then. And then later on in the 80s, the 60s started coming back. So anyway, but I thought that was a cool 50s vibe in that song. That's rockabilly vibes in some of their songs too. The song Tonight was solid. And then I took a note down the song This Town. That actually would be a cool metal cover. I want one of you metalheads out there that has your own metal band. Cover the song This Town by the Go-Go's. Because it's a solid song, man. The only thing was like it said something about being really like so glamorous. Yeah, maybe you want to alter that lyric. That doesn't sound very metal, but
uh, just go for it, man.
yeah,
I
just
mean,
fucking do it. Yeah, quit being such a misogynist,
yeah. Quit being a
sexist
square
pig.
daddy-o.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Then Fading Fast was that was okay. Oh, I took a note too. The song Fading Fast I thought was the most average, dull song on the album. And then I said it could be covered by Taylor Swift about a boy she no longer loves. That's what the
Oh,
song's about.
shocker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Taylor Swift could do that. The song Automatic was good, a little bit slow, but the cool there's a cool riff in there that works well with the harmony and the vocals. And that song had a fucking cool bass line in it. Props to what was her name? Kathy Valentine?
Yeah, Valentine.
Kathy Valentine. Props to you. That was solid.
Yes.
You can't walk in your sleep if you can't sleep. That was a clever lyric, I thought. The
That was a
song
good
title.
play on words. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, and it was kind of like, well, you can't talk in your sleep if you can't sleep because I murdered you.
Yeah, right.
That's kind of the vibe I got from that one. So, yeah.
Uh, yikes. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I thought the silliest thing on the album was, although the song, I took a note down, the song rocks, and it proved you can rock without having to have like distortion going. You can just fucking rock. You have to have good tone. You have to play your guitar well, but you don't have to. It didn't have to be. It wasn't distorted at all. It was good. Um, but the song was called "Skid Marks on My Heart," which
oh,
like
yeah.
cue the Beavis and Butthead laughter because guys only think of one type of skid mark with shoes. They talk about other,
Yes.
burning rubber. Like yeah, but then she said burning rubber like my love. I don't whatever. The song rocked. I've listened to dumber songs and it's cool. Friend of you out there who listen to fucking Bon Jovi, fuck you. You like good music with shitty lyrics. So if they only had one song on the album like that, if
Yeah.
that's their loaded six string on her back, then it's fine.
Oh, man.
Oh man.
Well, speaking of skid marks, in by the hot rod method,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Oh
we,
wait.
yo,
I didn't say. I didn't give it away. Ladies and
oh,
gentlemen, fans of the show, I passed the Go-Go's. It was a success, a renowned success. I enjoyed the entire album pretty much. It was good.
success, both on both. That it was definitely worth a listen to. If you're
Yeah,
bored and you're just like, my buddy asked me the other day, he was just like, ah, man, I'm just sick of listening to the same shit. Do you have just give me 3 albums to listen to? So I was like, oh, no problem
Beauty
there,
and the
buddy.
Beat.
And
Yeah,
I didn't mention the Go-Go's, but I am now. It's just like, seriously, if you're just bored and you want to listen to a good album, put on the Go-Go's Beauty and the Beat.
yeah,
It was actually really decent. I
yeah. If you're looking for another band to kind of get into that nobody else is really into anymore, check out the Go. This can't be their only good album. They put out a few other albums before and after this, so this can't be the
Right.
only good one. It's probably the best. They had a couple hits on it, but anyway, yeah, I would recommend people listen to this album. That's not usually we get to an album because we have willpower or because it's
Yes.
so stupid it's funny. Enter Kiss
Right.
again, Violent Femmes again.
Oh,
But no, this one I actually like the album, so I would recommend you guys go listen to it.
and it didn't make me want to physically throw up like Pink Floyd's Pipers at the Gates of Dawn
Yeah,
or whatever.
nausea not included with the Go
Oh,
Go's.
boy, oh boy. No one can hold anything against anybody for the music they like
Yeah, it's so
because
funny how we get into these camps of bands you like and bands you don't like. Oh, those guys suck, and then you get mad at each other. Think, what is wrong with you guys? Like Kiss
yeah,
Army. Hey, love Kiss all you want. I get it. I understand why you do. I understand I can't like Kiss because I've tried. I've given them a good listen a few times, and I just man, the makeup and the boots and the theatrical nonsense. But like I said, there's so many bands out there that you can or cannot like, and whatever. That's
yep.
fine with me. All right, man, we're gonna wrap this up. Remember, go and like and subscribe and share. Tell your friends about us, and have your people, have your Kiss fans, have Kiss Army come check us out. Follow us on social media. We're on Instagram at fullalbumchallenge.com. Sorry, just Full Album Challenge. Website fullalbumchallenge.com. That'll be up soon enough. We've got the domain, just don't have the time. We'll get there, but yeah, who uses the internet anyway, right? Who cares?
Yeah, and as you can hear, like we will take every suggestion to heart and give it a good shot because that's what we're doing. So we care about what you people like or dislike.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we might be in the same camp, we might not, but that's the whole
yeah.
that's the point.
Go buy our merch too on TeePublic.
But yeah,
It's
we got cool
get your own
merch.
gluten tolerant shirt and your
Yes,
own full album challenge. I got the one with the raccoon pulling the album out of the trash.
that is the best.
The raccoon's so fucking great.
It'll
All
make
right,
your
guys. Go buy
coffee
merch.
taste like success.
Yeah, absolutely. This was a successful cup of coffee. All like 3 that I had while we were doing this. All right, guys. That's it. go listen to some albums, send some suggestions, check us out, like, subscribe, blah, blah, all the cliche stuff. We'll talk to you next time, kids.
Adios.
See you guys.